Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the campus of River Falls High School for the 2023 volleyball preseason show. Joining me tonight, Coach Sarah Cayley, seniors Hannah Jaraki, Savannah Saxton, and Brooklyn Bishop. Before we get into the interviews, it's kind of a new day here for the volleyball broadcast team. For the last 7 years, the experienced Rob Derry and Mike Cayley were kind of ruling the roost. They are on sabbatical, I think, down in Chile for the next few years. And we got Jenna Peters on camera. Kevin Westhouse is helping us out tonight, the Godfather they call him. We're also going to have Justin Wilson directing, and we're going to bring some students into the fray. Ryan Litke is going to run the on-court camera to get some close-up shots, and we're going to have Cheyenne Wilson and Jenna Lawrence as sideline reporters, so it should be fun. Going to be a fun season. Sarah, thanks for joining us. You're entering your 14th season. Can you believe that already?
I can't. I'm not old enough to have been here for 14 years. I just wanted to jump in and say, don't forget about Sophie Langlois, your color.
Yeah.
We're bringing an alumni back.
We're jumping for joy for Sophie Langlois.
Yeah.
We're jumping for joy. She was one of the first nicknames, by the way.
I think you're right.
She was like
2015,
Do you remember the first River Falls volleyball player that got a nickname?
I don't.
Before all of the broadcasting started.
I do not. Who was it?
It was Hit It a Mile, Olivia Heil.
Oh,
yeah,
I like that.
That was the first one. So we're going to get started here, but Sarah, you always have awesome hashtags and team mottos every year. And tell me about your team hashtag this year and then why you chose it.
Okay, before I get into that, I want to give one more shout out too. I just wanted to make sure we acknowledge Sophie.
It's your show. Do what you want.
You're not surprised, are you?
No.
I do want to say thank you to Mike and Rob for all they did the last 7 years of the broadcast. I think it was a pivotal point in kind of the development of our program and just getting our players promoted. And I think it's been awesome to have that for volleyball. But it wouldn't have happened without Kevin Westhouse and what he's done for first bringing the Cube to River Falls, but then switching it over to YouTube. And there's so many volunteers. The fact that you've stepped up this season, I'm so appreciative. And I know that he manages all of that and directs the traffic behind the scenes.
It doesn't work without that guy, I'll tell you that.
I completely agree.
There's no doubt about
thank you to our team and to Kevin for taking the lead on all that. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hashtags.
Round of applause for the Godfather, Kevin Westhouse.
Every season we try to come up with a new motto that really fits the group that we have that year. So we've had many of them over the years, and I felt like last year with the group of seniors that we graduated and the mark that they'd made on our program, I needed to communicate to my team this year that it is a new day. You don't have to be those players that came before you. You're going to be amazing in your own ways, and we're going to rewrite the next chapter of Wildcat Volleyball, and it's going to be based on how you perform and how you treat each other, the culture that we develop. So I think New Day just establishes like this is the next step in our program, the next step in our evolution. But I did want to keep the hashtag Big Dreams because just because we're different and we look different, we have different players, doesn't mean that our goals aren't any different. So we're still fighting for conference championships and qualifying for state and competing.
Well, I mean, that's kind of a good segue to the next question. But you did have one heck of a class last year. Morgan Cayley, she's going to play Division I at St. Thomas. Brianna Brathall, Division I at Kent State. Abby Bannett, Division I at Southern Illinois, Edwardsville. Becca Randleman's running Division I track, and Taylor Peterson could have went to multiple schools, but she just chose to be a student at UW-Madison. You guys finished 36-6 last year, and again, how do you transition from a season? You didn't reach your final goal, but you still had one heck of a season. And where do you start? Where's the starting line?
Well, I told the team last year in the locker room, which I'm sure none of them remember because it's emotional when you lose a match like that, and it was such an intense match, that with all the success we've had in this program, I wouldn't trade any of my previous teams for that team I had last year, just because they did it the right way. They worked hard. They were good teammates to each other. They were supportive. They were coachable. And we competed. We competed at such a high level. So I think that was just kind of the first step in this new journey that we're on this new day. And the players that were there last year, the 7 returners that I have really taken the ball that we kind of passed the baton on, if you will. And they're bringing these new players into the gym. And I think that's where it starts. I think it starts from where we finished off last season, and you bring new players in the mix, and you create a new identity, and you keep that momentum going.
Well, Hannah Jaraki, she's not new, but you can hold on to it.
Okay.
But she's not.
I heard
new,
her name. I wanted to pass it.
But J-Rock, she's a senior, and what do you need from her this year?
Well, it's funny. We just had all of our 2-on-1s, so they know exactly what I need from them. Hannah was a returning varsity player last year, and so she's got a ton of experience, and she's played the game, and she's played every position in the game. So she's one of those kids that's so versatile, I can use her in a variety of ways. We don't really have a lot of true middles on our roster. We've joked about it a lot. I call it middle by committee. So there's players that are going to have to play multiple positions for us, and Hannah's going to have to be one of those players. So her blocking, her ability to attack the ball offensively with the net, and just that volleyball IQ.
Okay. And I watched a lot of club volleyball this past winter, and the Slayer, Savannah Saxton, Savannah, you look like your serve receive and your defense was off the charts, from last year. You had a lot of improvement. And Coach, I was going to get your thoughts on that.
Well,
Maybe I don't know what I'm talking
about. You must know a
about.
lot about volleyball, Greg, because that's exactly what I was going to say about Sav.
I don't.
Yeah, no, she's just known for tenacious defense, a really tough serve, and her serve receive game has just evolved to where she's one of our primary passers this year, and we're going to lean on her really heavy for that.
Yeah, when Ava's playing in club volleyball and then they're not playing, you have tons of time in between to go watch all the other
kids. Yeah,
kids. So yeah,
it's fun to watch them.
I did. I watched a lot of volleyball. Talk about the chess match that is team chemistry. And where I'm going with that is checkmate Brooklyn Bishop.
I love Brooklyn. She is one of the most coachable kids we have in our gym. And she, too, recognized that we had gaps in the middle a couple years ago. And she said, I'll fill in a gap on the JV. And then it translated to a spot on our varsity roster last year, an opportunity to learn behind, two senior middles that we had in Becca and Taylor. And her game has continued to evolve. So she's come back into the gym this year, ready to contribute for us in that middle role.
Okay, hand the microphone over to Hannah. And Hannah, let's let the folks, out there watching learn a little bit more about you. Tell me something about yourself that most people do not know.
So I've never moved houses in my life. So I've lived in the same exact house my whole entire life.
That's that.
Have you ever changed rooms?
Yeah. I used to have a room upstairs, and now I have one downstairs.
Ava likes to change her room around like every other month and move stuff and go upstairs, downstairs, but that's good to Ava take some lessons. All right, we're going to do a little rapid fire question. Are you ready? So I'm just going to fire something out there, usually one-word answers, so let's just see what you got. Favorite movie?
Top Gun Maverick.
All right. Favorite song on your playlist right now?
Dial Drunk by Noah Kahan, but with Post Malone in it.
Oh,
that
sounds like a great one. Mm-hmm. Favorite book?
Probably, I would say.
The last time you read a book.
What's your favorite TV show?
English.
Favorite TV show?
TV show, probably Criminal Minds.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Last question for the rapid fire. If you could invite any one person to dinner, living or gone, who would it be?
I would say my grandma, but when she was my age.
Oh.
Yeah. And
That's
just
a
see what it was
curveball.
like at the same time.
That's a curveball. Mm-hmm. There you go. Okay, we're going to go back to volleyball. What was the part of your game that you focused on this summer to improve?
Just being quicker overall, quicker on blocking, quicker attacking, faster approach, and quicker arm swing as well, because that helps me generate more power, I think, and be a more aggressive attacker.
Yeah, talk about to do that. I mean, have you been going to ETS and things like that?
Yeah.
That ETS program, I think, has been a game changer here at the high school. Mm-hmm. I have a feeling. When you were in elementary school, and if middle school is just fine, but what Wildcat volleyball player did you look up to the most?
The most, probably Hallie Olsen. So I had her as my big sister when I was a ball girl, when she was in her freshman year. And then just being able to continue watching her play after that was really special.
What did you like about her?
She was just so nice and really made a big impact even as a freshman, which was really kind of inspiring for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and Hallie Olsen's playing for UT Chattanooga, mm-hmm. and doing well. That's the alma mater of both of my brothers, by the way. Okay, so we're gonna, Savannah, I'm gonna ask you a few questions. And I remember about 10 years ago when all you girls playing now were in elementary school and you're running around the track during Wildcat games, and there wasn't too many high school students in the stands. I mean, there was some students there, but not very many. And now the student sections are packed, and the Hudson students, there were so many of them, they were jumping around so crazy they broke the bleachers. Mm-hmm. what do you think the reason is for just a huge attendance increase in high school girls volleyball here in the BRC?
I think for especially the BRC conference that they're all really competitive. And with River Falls volleyball, like we have such great success. So there's other teams out there that want to come and beat us. So that's why Hudson, like the rival, like was there breaking the bleachers because they were really hyping up their team. And then we have our student section making sure that we stay composed and that we win that match.
Well, what's it like having the target on your back? You know, so you like River Falls absolutely has the target on their back for all the other teams, and it's just like every game that you guys play in conferences, that's their World Series, for no doubt.
Yeah, I just put it past my back.
All right.
I just don't let it get to you.
Go out and take care of business.
Don't let the targets get to you.
Okay. Last year, Savannah, the lone freshman on the squad was Olivia Goose-Derry, and this year you have 3 freshmen on the team: Brooke Dusick, Amelie Pankinian, and Charlie Sigelski. What's the best advice that you can give those 3 girls?
I would say to always just come in with the most energy, always hustle for balls, be competitive when you're playing scrimmages or just all around, just the drills we do in general, and to take ownership and to just have fun.
That's good
have
advice.
fun.
That is great advice. All right, it's time for some rapid fire questions for you. Are you ready, Savannah?
I am.
They call her the Slayer. All right, what's your favorite school lunch entree?
I don't eat school lunch.
All right. What is your favorite?
Homemade.
What is your favorite entree that you bring from your house for lunch?
I usually just bring a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Solid. Favorite class that you've taken here at River Falls High School?
My team sports class.
Okay. Best player to watch in the BRC this year, opponent-wise?
Paige Simons from Chippewa Falls.
The Night Stalker.
Yep.
Favorite vacation you've taken with your family?
San Diego, California.
What did you guys do?
I saw a cheetah
In San Diego?
with a dog. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like
Oh,
in
at the
same,
zoo.
It was in this. Yeah, it was in a zoo.
Oh,
it
got
was
ya.
like a dog and a cheetah like in a cage together.
Got you. Okay, all right, here's a question for you. I was talking with the Rice Lake volleyball coach just last week, and she said River Falls volleyball, this is a legit quote from her, River Falls volleyball doesn't rebuild, they reload. Tell me why you think she said that.
I think she said that because when we lost our 6 seniors last year, we lost a lot of leadership. 5 seniors last year, we lost a lot of leadership, but I think there's been a lot of people that have stepped up into that role, and we have still such strong players that are returners, and then we bring such strong players into the team, so where you don't really have to rebuild the team.
Right. Yeah, there was, and I out of nowhere, Charlie Sigelski showed up, and I'm like, who is that? You know, where are they bringing those athletes from? What's Charlie Sigelski brought to the team so far this year?
She's brought a lot of offensive, competitive moves. She's very fast with her offense, with blocking and hitting, and yeah, I was like, oh, Charlie, whoa,
Yeah.
Charlie.
All right, Brooklyn. I hear in practice that you ladies, you have to earn your water breaks with energy and effort and diving for balls. And one of your teammates told me to ask you about this. I have no idea what she's talking about. I really don't. But can you elaborate on the earning your water breaks?
Yes. So to earn water at practice, we go in groups of 3 and 4, and we have to do 5 digs, like with making a diving move. And for me, diving does not come the easiest.
She's a net player. She should know.
So anyways, I've been practicing with Coach Igo, and I've got my dive somewhat down now.
She has.
After
Nailed it.
I did break my pinky toenail diving though, but
You know what I just remembered I did not do? I was supposed to throw bloody knee pads in the dryer, and I forgot. And that just reminded you talking about diving just reminded me that I forgot to do that. So sorry about that, Ava. All right, but hey, I did my research, and for every BRC team, you guys are the A team, and what I'm talking about is that you guys have 6 players. You know, no other team had as many players on the team that started with the same letter. So there's 6 girls on the Wildcats that they start with the letter A. And here's a tough question for you. You have 10 seconds. Name all 6 teammates that their first names start with the letter A.
Like starting now?
Sure.
Okay. Amelie, Adia, Ava, Abby, Addie, Ava. Wait, Allie. Whoops.
You got it. There, that was 6. Good job.
Thank
job.
you.
Checkmate. Brooklyn, your dad, Coach Ryan Bishop, has been the baseball coach here at River Falls High School for the last 22 years. He's got you beat by quite a bit.
It's 23, actually.
23. Okay, sorry. I know. You know what? That was the Legion baseball question. So yeah, you're right. That's where I got that number from. But I know you've been to 1 million baseball games over the years. But what is the most memorable baseball game that you've been to?
I would say, well, I kind of have a top 3. So I think one of the most memorable would be JP Firereisen's MLB debut with the Milwaukee Brewers at the Brewers Stadium. And just being there during COVID, it was really cool because we were right behind home plate and there was barely any other people in the stands too because it was the limited restrictions on who can be there. So I would say that was really cool because watching him grow up and then seeing that moment for him was very special. And then I would also say any game beating Hudson is always just pretty memorable for me.
Yeah.
Especially, I think it was 2 years ago, the regional when we beat them. I just remember we beat them on their home field and we had split conference with them during the season and then beat them then. And then also at State Legion this year, we played Holman. And Holman's always a super good team during Legion. I don't know if we play them that often during conference or just during school. But we were a very underdog team this summer, and we ended up beating them on an amazing play. So
good deal.
Those are my top 3.
Here's it's rapid fire question time for you. So are you ready?
Sure.
All right.
Yes.
You hop in the car after a game. What's your favorite place to go?
Starbucks.
All right. When you were in elementary school, who was your favorite Wildcat volleyball player?
Sam Krieger and Izzy Barr.
Okay. Your mom, Renee, she seriously might be the nicest person on planet Earth.
She might be.
What do you like most about your mom?
Probably just how nice she is. I came home from volleyball today, and she just gave me a hug.
Well, that's why I said she's the nicest person on the planet.
But with no context either. She just hugged me. I was like, thank you.
I know you worked at the concession stand at the ballpark all summer. That's where I see you a lot of the times.
Yes.
But it is rumored that Coach Kaylee's son Parker set the single-game Freezy Pop record by eating 9 Freezy Pops in about a 2-hour span. Can you name all the available flavors of Freezy Pops at First National Bank of River Falls Field?
Okay, so there's vanilla cream soda,
Yep.
orange, tropical, which is a light orange color, red, purple, blue. How many are there? And wait.
You work in there, I don't.
There's more.
There's more.
I've worked one night.
No, that's it. There's
Okay.
6.
You tear them off or cut them with scissors?
I cut them with scissors.
There you go. All right. Hey, I forgot to ask the Slayer, Savannah Saxton, who's your favorite? What Wildcat volleyball player did you look up to when you were growing up?
Emily Bannett.
Okay. Why was that?
Because she was just so powerful, and she has such a good presence on the court.
Okay. Good deal. Coach, we're going to get back to you. I got a couple of questions, and then we have a little surprise, and then we'll wrap it up. But other than, we talked a little bit about volleyball, but we've kind of talked a little bit more about life in general. But other than volleyball skills, what's the most important thing that you hope to pass on to your girls when they leave the program?
I just want my kids, regardless of what they do, school-wise, career-wise, relationship-wise, just to show up and be present. I think it's too easy to get caught up in everything that's happening outside of that, and you're going to miss out on some really good moments that are going to be special to you. So just be present, whatever it is you're doing.
Give it 100%?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. For many years, the Wildcats have been absolutely dominant, and it seems like the other BRC teams are catching up, and I'm not saying necessarily in the win-loss record, but,
right.
Quite a few years ago, it was 3-0, and it wasn't even close. And now they're starting to get competitive and stuff. And why has the level of volleyball talent risen so dramatically in our area in the last few years?
Well, I think there's a lot of reasons for it. I think when you have a team that's a powerhouse in your conference, all those other teams are trying to emulate that program. For me, when I first started, it was Eau Claire North. Paris Cooley had a program where he won year after year. And I remember thinking, if we could just compete with them, we've made it. And then it was probably 2015, 2016. I was like, wow, like we're competing. And then next thing I know, we just kind of took it into high gear.
Right.
And so we've been that team for people, and other teams are trying to kind of chase the rabbit. In doing that, I think you got a lot of kids playing high-level club. I think they've hired some coaches at some of these schools. There's been turnover. I don't think anybody's been there as long as I have at this point in the volleyball conference. So you bring in some new, young, energetic coaches that are talented and give them a couple years, and they are going to develop their programs.
Good deal. Well, I appreciate all of you being on the show tonight. And before, we're not going to go just yet. We had a little surprise. It's Coach Kaylee's daughter, her daughter Ryan. It's her 12th birthday. And Ryan, come on up, come on down, Ryan.
Happy birthday, Ryan.
We're gonna the team wanted to sing happy birthday to you, and then there's some cupcakes for everybody.
I wanted to say too, thank you for all of our younger athletes in the program. We've got a lot of JV players here and players from our blue team and gold team. So the fact that they're here and just invested in our program and being a part of, it's not just a varsity team. There's 4 teams, and I think that we're top to bottom, all Wildcats. So, you guys ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ryan. Happy birthday to you.
Yes, Grandma Darlene went and bought cupcakes today, so we've got them for everybody.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we sincerely appreciate you tuning in to the 2023 volleyball preseason show, and we look forward to seeing you out at the games this fall. Have a good night.